Send you out on a rocket to Mars, not so far that you can't see our stars.
Good morning, everyone. Cameron O'Hara here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Know Your Planets. And today we're going to be taking a look at Akiva. With The Mandalorian coming out soon, I thought we'd take a look at some of the planets featured after the Return of the Jedi. I'll be honest up front, I have read the second two books of the Aftermath series. Everyone online was crapping on the first book so much, I just read a synopsis here on Wikipedia. So reading this Wikipedia page was interesting. I learned some stuff that, not that I didn't know, but I didn't know as in depth. I knew about the planet Akiva, and I knew that it was the home planet of Taman Wexley and his mom Nora. Let's get into some of the politics of this planet. It had an interesting political climate, especially during the Age of the Empire. It sided with the Confederacy of the Independent Systems and had a separatist droid factory underneath its surface in Mira's, that's the capital city's catacombs. But after the empire was formed, the satrapy of Mira overthrew the earlier government. I like this terminology here, the satrapy of Mira. Satrapy is just the ruling, the people in power, and they were allowed to stay in power because of the planet's remoteness. Remember, this planet is way out in the outer rim near Tatooine. We all know how far out Tatooine is supposed to be. So the Empire did not establish a large presence here. Instead, they ruled indirectly through the satrapy of Mira, and who in turn imposed the Empire's laws and the taxes on the Akivan population. But of course, they're not directly under the thumb of the Empire, so there's a big black market with a lot of corruption. It's interesting too, one other thing I did not know is that this planet had a big battle droid facility under its surface in the catacombs underneath the capital city, so I guess that's probably where Mr. Bones comes from. Mr. Bones is something I've always had trouble kind of visualizing. I don't suppose there is a visualization here. Yikes, that's one badass looking B1. Holy moly, that's what it looks like? Yikes. That is not at all what I had in mind. It's just so difficult. I mean, they described in the book the way that they kind of cut into its face there, and its fingers were kind of sharp and stuff too, I think. So it looked more intimidating, but it's hard to imagine like an intimidating B1 battle droid. It was hot, humid planet, famous for its thunder and rainstorms. Sounds like my kind of place. Well, except for the hot part and humid part, so never mind. But I do like the rain, and I like how new canon is like not just going into like what they need to know for the story, but also getting into kind of the older history of the planets that they're making, and they're really there's a lot of detail put into this. And even just the fact that they named the wet season, it's not the rainy season, it's the wet season, that they named it the Mausim, which is really cool. It kind of makes me think of the monsoon a little bit here on Earth. And they also had a primitive Ugteen race of humanoids who lived in the catacombs. There was a group of them anyway, not all of them, but some of them used the battle droid parts as armor. Smart idea, I suppose. I don't know, was the B1 battle droid armor even that good? Doesn't seem like armor does a whole lot in Star Wars, other than look, fly. And here, this is what I'm talking about here, the Ayako, the ancient species of Akiva, who constructed great temples in the planet's jungles, and they believed that the water from the planet's special canyons was so pure it could take one's sins away and leave them a better person. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Know Your Planets, and may the Force be with you.